Welcome back. It's Sandy with Sandy's Organized Chaos, and today I was in my craft room and I had to do a bunch of two-tone tumblers. One side wood, one side was red, and I thought I would go ahead and do a beginner's guide on how to do a wood look tumbler. I figure after we do this, I'll do another tutorial, probably maybe later this week, and then we'll dive into inlay look. Doing a wood look tumbler is a must-have for any beginners out there. Especially with Father's Day right around the corner, people really love these wood grain tumblers. So let's get to it. My tumbler is prepped and half of it's white. Like I said, this is a two-tone tumbler that I'm doing. I'm using teak wood and I have my fancy brush here that I like to use. I take my teak wood and I just run a line right from the top to the bottom of the tumbler, and then I kind of swirl it around, kind of try to hit the bottom. I'm not really worried about the bottom. And then what I like to do is brush super fast up and down motions across that teak wood. You want to make sure that the next line that you put down is right up against where your color ended, so that way it gives it a nice line and it'll start to blend together and really look like a natural piece of wood. Like I said earlier, this is a great project for anybody that is beginning with making tumblers or who just kind of have never tried wood grain. This is so simple and so fun to do. It's also nice to have that option for guys to have a tumbler as well. I know there's really not that many tumblers out there that are men related, so I'm going to try to make sure and show you guys lots of things that guys would like for Father's Day. I'm just going to continue to take that teak wood, place it right next to where I ended, and then I will take my brush and just swirl up and down the cup a little, hit the bottom just a little bit, and then just doing that really fast motion up and down. Now the ink that I am using, this is alcohol ink. You can use any color you'd like. There's all kinds of different shades of browns. You could use gray, you could use blue. Really the possibilities are completely up to you as to what kind of wood grain you'd like to do. As I said earlier, I'm going to try to come back through and I will do another tutorial and we will kind of step up our game a little bit and we will tackle a inlay look wood grain tumbler. As I wrap this up, I am going to show you guys how I like to do the bottoms of my cup. I like them to look like a log, like a cut piece of log. So I'm going to kind of briefly go over that with you guys here too. You may have noticed I didn't go back through and touch up any spots. That's because I don't like to touch up anything until I'm completely done painting. Now I'm going to look over my tumbler and I'm going to find spots that I don't see right there. I don't like that. You can see where the brush marks are. So I'm going to do another stripe of paint. And this time I'm going to kind of just lightly blend it side to side all the way to the bottom, and then super fast do that up and down motion across the ink. You can see here how I blended that in and it looks even more like that wood look that I am after. Now I found another little spot on this side of the tumbler that I'm going to touch up. I'm going to take my alcohol ink and I'm just going to do not a full line, just a half line, and I'm going to do the same thing, just lightly blend it side to side, bring it down a little bit, and then do that fast motion up and down to blend it in really well. Now that I am satisfied with the way that looks, we are going to move on to the bottom. I simply take a paper towel and my rubbing alcohol, and I'm going to spritz just a little bit of that rubbing alcohol onto the tip of my finger that's covered with the paper towel, and I'm going to do circular motions on the bottom of that tumbler. This round doesn't have to be perfect. We're just kind of wiping some of that paint off and kind of making sure all the white spots are covered. and then we will come back through and do a round 2 on the bottom. So notice that I keep just inside of where it dips down just a little bit on the bottom of the tumbler. I like to kind of keep that dark brown on the edge, and I just want the center to be lighter. Now I'm just gonna come back through and have a clean piece of paper towel and do that step one more time. This time I'm gonna make sure that I continue on with those circular motions, and I actually kind of like to keep doing that until the paper towel feels dry after that alcohol dries away. I'm just going to continue on with this until I like the way it looks, and then I'm going to move on to that second tumbler and show you one more time how I do that process. Once you are done, you want to make sure that you come through and put a nice coat of clear coat onto your tumbler. You apply that epoxy onto your tumbler without the clear coat. The epoxy tends to fade and discolor the inks. Also, don't worry if you go to put that clear coat on and your inks look a little green. It will dry and it will turn back to that brown color. If you guys enjoyed this tutorial, like I said, I will come back through and we will do another tutorial on how to do that inlay wood look. If you haven't already, don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more tutorials that I have coming your way, and I will see you guys next time.